I just got done reading Sail by James Patterson and Howard Rogan. The book starts off with this lady. Her name is Anne Dow, and she lost her husband years ago. He died at sea, and now she's married to this new guy who's a lawyer. His name is Peter. She has 3 kids, but she feels like she needs to connect to her kids because, they don't really talk that much. So she wants to plan something for them. So her brother-in-law, which is her dead husband's brother, he comes to town, and they're going to take a trip at sea on their boat. And the mother's thinking, okay, if we do this, this will be a way for us to reconnect. And the uncle sees them. He's thinking to himself, wow, they are all really spoiled. So while we're on this trip, I'm going to work them to make them not so spoiled anymore. So shortly after they go out to sea, the boat is starting to sink. So Uncle Jake, he does some things to kind of clog up whatever hole was there, and then they get rid of the water that's on the boat. And for now, they're good. So now they're relaxing, they're talking. Next thing you know, there's a really big storm coming. And he's like, wow, I checked the weather. Where did the storm come from? So now they're trying to do what they have to do to ride out the storm. But as the storm passes, some of them go overboard. Thankfully, they're rescued and they're back on the boat. So now that this little storm has wrecked the boat, they're a little bummed out. But Uncle Jake's like, you know what? We're here to have a good time. Let's have a good time. So he starts to throw them overboard one at a time so they can just go swim and play and everything. And as he's throwing them off the boat explodes. And now this family is missing. So the Coast Guard is now trying to reach out to Peter and his current husband. And he's back home freaking out. And now he's constantly trying to stay in touch with the Coast Guard to see if there's any updates with his family. Now, I'm not going to give too much away, but in all honesty, I feel like I could have done without this book. I feel like this book was very rushed, and they could have elaborated on a lot more. Now, this is one of those situations where if I was bored, I had a lot of time on my hands, I just wanted something to pass the time by, this would be an okay option. But I wouldn't really recommend anyone to go out of their way to read it. So yeah, story was pretty rushed. It definitely could have been better. So I'm gonna give this book 3 out of 5.